Picture this. Kentucky, 1876. A quiet little spot called Bath County, where nothing ever happens. Until one morning, it did. March 3rd. A farmer's wife named Rebecca Crouch steps onto her porch to make a fresh batch of soap. Just a normal Tuesday. The sky? Perfectly clear. Not a single cloud. The kind of day that makes you think nothing could go wrong today. And then, snap. A wet snapping sound breaks the silence. Rebecca looks around. Nothing. Then, thud. Something hits the ground. Vet. Heavy. Then another thud. And another. What on earth is falling from the sky? Rebecca looks up, and I promise I'm not making this up. It is raining meat. Raw, red chunks of flesh falling like snow. For several minutes, hunks of the stuff shower down across her yard. Snowing meat. Two words she never thought she'd use together. They land across a 100-yard stretch. Most chunks are about 2 inches across. Nasty little mystery hailstones. But one piece, one absolute unit, is a full 4 inches across. A slab of sky beef. The king of the meat rain. And the smell. The local grocer said it was offensive to the extreme, like a rotting corpse. Lovely. But here's the thing about 1876. People were built different. Too brave, or maybe just very hungry. So they tasted it. Their professional culinary verdict? Tasted like mutton. Or maybe venison. Give those neighbors a Michelin star for bravery. And just like that, the Kentucky meat shower becomes a national sensation. The New York Times runs the headline. A star is born. Scientists lose their minds and rush to grab samples. Everyone wants a piece, literally, of the strangest weather event in America. The chunks get sealed into glass jars, pickled in alcohol, shipped to labs. In 1876, that is basically CSI. Theory number 1, from chemist Leopold Brandeis. He says it's nostoc, a jelly-like bacteria that swells up when it rains. Sounds reasonable, right? One tiny problem. It hadn't rained a single drop that day. Not one. So not that. So they look closer. And what they find is way more disturbing than bacteria. This isn't algae. Not even close. It's animal tissue. Real, actual animal tissue. Falling from a clear blue sky. The mystery just got a whole lot weirder. Under the microscope, fragments of lung, muscle, and cartilage. A meaty puzzle with no picture on the box. Then a doctor, Alan McLean Hamilton, drops a bomb. He says it's lung tissue from either a horse or a human infant. Escalated quickly. But before everyone loses it, a slightly less horrifying theory shows up. Enter the vultures. Yes, the birds. Hear me out. See, vultures have this lovely defense mechanism. When they're too heavy to fly, they just throw up. Drop the cargo. Gross but effective. So the thinking goes a flock of vultures had just feasted on a dead horse, got startled, and panicked. Heavy meals, scared birds, disaster. Dr. Louis Cassenbein writes it up in the Louisville Medical News. The birds barf mid-flight, and Rebecca got caught in the splash zone. But wait, some people had a wilder idea. Cosmic meat, as in meat drifting through space from a planet that exploded out there. A New York Times humorist named William Alden joked that some space animal survived the explosion, only to end up as a Kentucky farmer's snack. And honestly, that joke is peak 1876 energy. Sorry you got blown up, Mr. Space Cow. Enjoy the soap, ladies' yard. Believe it or not, a piece of that meat still exists. Rediscovered in 2004 at Transylvania University, floating in a jar of alcohol. DNA tests failed, but the closest match was a goat. Now Bath County throws an annual meat shower festival, dropping jerky from a plane. So next time it rains, be glad it's only water. And keep your mouth shut.